Hello everyone, it's me, Mix2the and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So sit back and enjoy. Oh yeah, pretty cool sword Link has there, right? That's the big Goron sword, that's what we got last time from the trade sequence as ultimate reward from it. That also means we completed basically everything there is in the game, and the only thing left in this episode is beating the game. So yeah, welcome to the final episode of this playthrough. There are still a few small things left to do. First of all, what we want to do right now, we want to return to the Temple of Time. I'm gonna go by foot, but I'm gonna take the shortcut to the graveyard with Nocturne. Going there by foot has only one reason. It's, in my opinion, more dramatic. You could also just warp there or save and quit. That will also trigger the cutscene we're about to see. But yeah, game is coming to a close. We did everything I wanted to show. Like I said, two more things I will show off still. There's still the reward for all Skulltulas, but the last Skulltula is near Ganon's castle. So I will get that one once I go there. And I also want to return to Sheik Link for a brief moment and show you the records on our board in Link's house. And I also want to show you something else that only young Link can do. There's a secret with the planted beans we did plant. But yeah, like I said, only as young Link, because they did not fully grow by then. For now, let's return to, like I said, Temple of Time. Someone is waiting for us, whoever that one might be. I think this will be more of a lengthy cutscene. Also, still disclaimer, all of this here, speaking of final episode and stuff, all of this still might be cut weirdly, so don't be surprised about that. Post-production, Mix2the can think about that. Yeah, the tone here is still in shambles. One thing I also never talked about, because I never really had the opportunity, I think, but yeah, the cloud at Death Mountain is also normal here for this screen now. That's pretty nice. Nice attention to detail. But yeah, who is actually, who wants to meet us? Whom are we talking about here? I've been waiting for you, Link. Huh? Ah, it's Sheik again. I recognize that butt 10 miles away. Link, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Gendorf, the king of evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell you only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikahs. Oh yeah, we also got this. Oh yeah, this is lengthy. Yeah. If you would seek the Sacred Triangle, listen well. It's also very important lore for the rest of the series. The resting place of the Sacred Triangle, the Sacred Realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the Sacred Triangle. It is a balance that weighs the 3 forces: power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the Sacred Triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. But if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. Only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that one most believes in. If that one seeks the true force, that one must acquire the 2 lost parts. So Triforce has a self-defense mechanism, kind of. And those two parts will be held within others chosen by destiny, who will bear the Triforce mark on the backs of their hands. And once again, a Link to the Past intro title screen music. 7 years ago, Gendorf, the king of thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the Sacred Realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of Power remained in Gendorf's hand. No, not in his hand, on the back of his hand, you just said. The strength of the Triforce of Power enabled him to become a mighty evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Gendorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the 2 other Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of Courage is you, Link! Oh my goodness, I would have known Link just, okay. And the other who holds the Triforce of Wisdom is the 7th Sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all. Oh, the 7th Sage mentioned again, like who's that one? Now it's Sheik. Oh my goodness, who would have expected that? And even greater plot twist. What? I cannot believe it, guys. Sheik is Zelda. Oh my goodness. It is I, the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. And Link just, yeah, I knew that. I've played this game before. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. Doop. Doop. On that day, 7 years ago, Gendorf attacked Hyrule Castle. I wonder for how long she moves there if I don't press forward. I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant, Impa. Once again, flashback. Like, very important scenes here, so a lot of cutscenes. Oh, even in grey tones, pretty nice. I thought I should entrust the Ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best chance. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Gendorf would never enter the Sacred Realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the Door of Time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. Your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Gendorf's hands. He went on to invade the Sacred Realm. Gendorf had become the Evil King, and the Sacred Realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as a Sheikah and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years. But now she's happy again. And now you are back. The Dark Age ruled by Gendorf, the Evil King, will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Gendorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door to the Sacred Realm from this world. Thus Gendorf, the Evil King, will vanish from Hyrule. Link, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the Evil King's defenses, the power given to the Chosen Ones. The Sacred Arrow of Light. We have a final item we get here. Actually not final item, there's one more item we get, but like a last inventory item. Main inventory item. Whee! It's nice that, like in this game, we get golden arrows, and in A Link to the Past you did get these silver arrows, so nice analogy there. You got a heart container. Actually not, it's actually the light arrows. Set it to C and you can use it. The light of justice will smite evil. Nice. Yeah, easy, isn't it? Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said anything. Crumble, crumble. That rumbling, it can't be. No. Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor. I command you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these 2 Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of the world. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle. Well, someone is having fun. Yeah, that initiates the final showdown, basically. Let's do something else in the meantime. I guess Zelda can stand her ground. Like, Gandalf is patiently waiting. Like, he waited 7 years, he can wait a little longer, can't he? We quickly want to return. And I think I do a save and quit now. I want to go to Link's house. Because I want to read the record board there. Yeah, it was a big plot twist back in the day that Sheik is actually Zelda. That's something... It's hard to believe nowadays, but that was actually quite the shocker back in the day. It's actually a good plot twist too, so I really applaud them for this one. Certainly has the, like, appropriate dramatic for what it is. Did I just save or did I not saved, right? Also here, copy save file because I wanted to test something. Also one thing we can see, we got all medallions, all hearts, and we got 0 deaths so far. Nice. Okay, I'm here. I want to read this. Link's records. Spider squish 99 will be 100. Largest fish caught 10 pounds. Oh, because it's like young Link's records. Marathon time is 138. Horse race time is 48. And horseback archery 2000 points. Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to show you, it's nighttime. One thing with the planted beans. We have one right over here. And what we can do with those, also one thing you never really are like forced to do or like hinted at or so, but you can play Song of Storms near one of those. And what happens then is the following. You actually get a cutscene as well. Look at this. It grows a little bit. And then releases a few fairies. This doesn't do anything except the fairies, but nice secret, I guess. How many of you did know that one? But that's already everything I wanted to do as child. Let's return to Temple of Time and actually save Zelda. Because that's what Link does. Actually, we also need to make another detour halfway through, because we want to get our rewards for 100 Skulltulas as well, of course. As well as some other stuff. There's one more dungeon item we get. Also a pretty cool item. If only for the implications. So yeah, let's finish this. I think I basically showed you everything I at least could recall from memory. I had to go to some places twice, or I could have planned some places a little bit better. But that's also just because I was reminded of some things. And this is going to be epic. It's also the first time we actually see Ganondorf's castle. So let's head straight there. Does the environment sound a little bit different? I don't think it does. Do we have any... oh yeah, I have Bigoron. Do we have magic? Yeah, thank you. I want to have full magic. Pick it up, thank you. But yeah, over here, this leads to Ganondorf's castle. Nice. What we can see in the background there. Look at this. Hyrule Castle, what remains of it. Fancy tower, is it not? Ganon's castle. Actually, very interesting that they already, like, spoil it, kind of, that, like, it's Ganon's castle. Like, of course, like, if you played the other Zelda games, you can make the, like, the assumption that, like, Gandalf is a thing. Like, not Gandalf, but Ganon is a thing. So... But still, it's not, like, all that obvious that, like, Ganon appears, like... But it hints at it. But yeah, we go over here, and we actually get our reward now for, like, obtaining the 6 medallions. Link, can you hear me? It's Rauru, the sage, my biology teacher. We 6 will gather our power to create a bridge to the castle where Gandalf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda. I will also tell you again that you cannot draw dragonflies like I did back in 6th grade, remember? But yeah, that's our reward, we get a bridge. A rainbow bridge. Anything just Cool. And this allows us to reach Gandalf's castle Navi. We have to save Princess Zelda from her imprisonment in Ganon's castle. Okay, straight to the point. There are some weird quirks about Ganon's castle. I think you can hookshot onto here. Like there are some points you can hookshot onto here. I think those parts of the tower. And there are some weird places where you can hookshot here. That's what I recall, at least. That's not even solid anymore. You can also try to move around the castle. That's also funny. Like there's something I recall like that. Maybe this one over there or so? Like if I hookshot onto this? Nah, I remember there was some weird collision things going on, but yeah, let's go. Final dungeon. Inside Ganon's castle. This is such a lame name, like in German they actually do call this like Devil's Tower, which is cooler. Yeah, the BMOS, we don't care about those, and welcome to the main attraction. This is the main room we want to get inside this structure there, but you can see the barriers keep a barrier, not the barriers, but the seals keep a barrier intact here. And if we try to move in there, we just get recoiled. So we need to do stuff here first. I also did mention it, but at some point in Ocarina of Time's development, like basically this place was supposed to be the entire game. Like, and all of those doors presumably were supposed to be the individual like dungeons. Kind of like worlds in Super Mario 64. But yeah, we basically have free reign here. There are some like trials we want to do first. For example, the first thing we want to do, like the thing that's most appropriate would be the Shadow Trial, but because of that, let's start with Spirit. How about that? A Spirit Trial is very funny because there's one thing we can do here. Because we can actually skip the entire trial sequence here. If we use this armor statue, also bombs, I want those bombs. But if you use that statue there, and push it all the way against the wall. Like this, and then we need to push it one push further to the door. I think this should be fine. What we can do, I think one more. Like that it's partially on the carpet like this. I think this should be fine. What we can do now is we can draw our sword. We can aim, and if we jump smash now into the corner here, we should, if we have the right angle, what happens is... Nah, come on. Am I not in the right position? Maybe one more. I think that's too far, is it not? Let's try it again. Now you can already see what I'm too far. One more here. Is it all the way on the wall? Yeah, I think it is. Now, dude. Wait a second, that's not that hard. Maybe I need to use the other sword for that. But, come on, it's not that hard. Yeah, this. Okay. Just need to get the right angle. You can clip out of the room. And now we are inside the previous room, but the previous room is not loaded. You can actually see how that normally looks like. Normally, like, only this room is loaded. The surrounding rooms are not loaded, or at least they partially exist. Like, you can see, like, the color effects here are still intact. And of course, textures and everything is not loaded. The collision is still there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to stand here. And what we can do now, if we like figure out a way to get inside the middle tower, we can actually go inside the middle tower without doing any of the trials. One thing you can use here, of course, if you haven't like deactivated anything here, you can orientate yourself with the beams here, and you can also listen for the carpet. There's a carpet here. Yeah, there's the carpet, and yeah, then you like position yourself like that, and then you move straight, and we should move into the main structure now. I think I'm against the wall if I move now like this, and here we are. Cool, welcome to Inside Ganon's Tower. But yeah, we don't have any business here, but that's something you can do. And barrier's still there. But yeah, the barrier is unloaded, and if you go into this room while the barrier is not loaded, you can just enter. I think that's also a pretty old trick by now, but still worthwhile to show off. Not quite what I wanted to do, but okay. But yeah, now let's actually do stuff here legitimately. You want to use our roll techniques to roll through the blade traps here. Ouch. And get hit twice by the same one, that's also fine. I think I also took 1/8 of a heart damage, that's also something that can happen. You can take less than a quarter heart damage. Fire damage does that, for example. That's a like common source for like getting like 1/8 of a heart damage. There's some shenanigans you can do with that where you have 0 hearts and still live and stuff like that. But yeah, what do I do here? Maybe Sunsong? That's one of those places where I can spawn something. Yeah, okay, Sunsong. I think indoors it's always Sunsong. Outdoors it might be Song of Storms then. That's gonna hurt. Never mind. Okay, yeah, collect all silver rupees here and move on to this room. Nice, so the double. This is always nice here with the Bigoran sword. Like some applications for the Bigoran swords here still. I will not use it for the boss fight and stuff, for like the final boss fights. But at least I can show it partially off. Yeah, here we need to use bomb shoes. Guess what's inside the treasure chest. We can just do it like this and that should make it. They were clever to place some torches there because once the bomb shoe collides with the torch it explodes, activating the switch. Okay, and that also gives me maximum bomb shoes. Nice, just as planned. Hammer, why do I want hammer? Ocarina's better, I think. There's also a hidden chest here. Cool. Oh yeah, also another nice application. This is an application for the fire arrows. Like if we shoot it over here, we can burn the web and we can get some light. I think I can already equip light arrows. You will need light arrows here. For MP, by the way, twice as much as normal arrows. But yeah, you can also shoot through the torch here and ignite the webbing there. If you don't have fire arrows. Fire arrows are not mandatory. Okay, I think this will spawn a bunch of wall masters. 1, 2, 3. You can see one normal swipe with the Bigoran sword and they are dead. Shows you how strong it is. Yeah, of course the correct one is this one. Nice one. And that takes us to the first seal. We always get some like refillments here. Deku nuts, for example, very important. Magic, of course. Okay, we need to shoot this thing with light arrows and it dispels this part of the barrier. It's also nice how we can still see the arrows stuck in midair. The sages will talk to us again. The spirit barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, kid. Also, this highlights one nice thing about the stages. They all have a different way to address Link. Like, Nabaru refers to him as kid. Darunia brother. Zarya calls him friend. Ruto husband? Maybe husband. And what does Impa call him? I think hero also. But yeah, another thing I need to show you. You can freeze blade traps. Just like that. And you can also move through them. Hey, that's not fair. Did that guy just... Was that 1 heart of damage? Oh, those guys are strong. I never realized that. Okay. Okay, 1 barrier down. 5 more to go. Let's do forest trial. How about it? Oh, Wolfos, you don't want to mess with me. Okay, makes a chest spawn. There are also some small keys we can find here. Ganon's castle is kind of like Gerudo training grounds, which is pretty funny. Because this dungeon also lacks a map and compass. It does have a boss key though. We do get a boss key here. I want fire. I think I want double fire. A forest trial is also a good example of like the theory that Forest Temple initially was supposed to be the Wind Temple. Because the next room will show us the following. A room that is entirely about fans and wind. And the same also applies to the water trial, which is completely ice-based. We can spawn a block here. I'm not sure how I played this, but I played it. Okay. Yeah, we can spawn a block here. This is not necessary, I would say. But of course, you want to work here with hover boots, iron boots. We still get pushed a little bit. Yeah, normally that block is kind of redundant. Come on, take me. Okay, nice. I think that was pretty bad actually. I should have caught that. Let's try that again. I also want to wait until it is at max power, because once it just starts blowing, it does not give me as much speed. Why does that not work? Hello? Dude, I cannot do the spirit trial, forest trial anymore. Dude, what the heck? Wait, I spawn... yeah, I know what it is. I spawn hookshot targets here, right? Yeah, definitely. Whoopsie daisy. So let's get rid of this guy. I think, yeah, that's a small one, dice in 1 hit. We're safe down here. And there we go. Can I still... Nope, not the bombs for me. Okay, 2 more left, this one and the one on the small platform here. Okay, careful before I get blown away. You're not getting me like that. Can I just side hop? Can I do that? No. Maybe, I'm not sure. Bomb. And then we can just equip normal boots again. Bam. Bam, and we can just jump across my bombs. No. Actually would have liked those bombs, but also doesn't really matter. Okay, next barrier. I'm not sure why Gendorf has like barriers here specifically for the sages. Like, seems kind of odd for him, but okay. Makes for a good showdown, I guess. Okay, Zarya. The forest barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, Link. Okay, she actually calls him by name. I also like the effect where you get ported out of the trial. Looks pretty nice. Also, the sound is very satisfying once you drain it. It like, really is like... drain it. Nice. Ice trial. Actually, I actually call it ice trial. But yeah, ice trial. Oh no, I need to... No! I need to... Oh... I think bottled fairies, okay. We get fairies here. I need to get another pet fairy then. But yeah, ice cavern themed here, as you can see. The freezers also die in one jump slash, which is pretty nice. A heart, wow. I think this is also redundant. Like, no, yeah. You're a fool. If you are like encased in ice, you want to wriggle the stick like in a circle and press A. That way you break out faster. That's how I only did take a quarter of a heart damage there. But we want more blue fire. One is not enough. Nice into the icicle. Aren't there beds here? I think not. I think that was Master Quest then. I can get a fairy here. But yeah, we have a red herring here. Like, the game tempts you to push the block into the very ominous hole there, but we actually want to use this block. Not like this. Link, just... yeah, push it. You want to do it like this. Also, based on the timer here. For whatever reason. Maybe if we are not fast enough, the Link freezes to death or so. Yeah, here we have a fairy if you need another one. I get my like replacement fairy though from a different location. Up there you can also see why I wanted another blue fire. Because otherwise I cannot move past here. I also need hammer, yeah. Ganon's cast, of course, obviously makes use of basically all the items we found throughout our adventures. So, yeah, better make use of it. I also like the ambience. It's not like the usual cave ambience like in this dungeon. It's different and I like it. It has like this very ominous like piano chord like in the middle of it. Yeah, water seal dispelled. Water barrier. What does she call him? The water barrier is dispelled. Hurry up. Oh, okay. I think that's another quirk in the German version then. They all have like a different way to address Link then. It's a nice touch. You also see a bridge there we cannot really take right now. This will become important later. Okay, next up is the Shadow Trial. That trial is actually kind of important because that is the trial where we get the dungeon item. Yeah, this place still has a dungeon item. And we're about to get it. I want fire arrows for this. Also Ocarina again. There are some Song of Time blocks you can spawn here. Even though they are also completely redundant, you can do all of this without the blocks. Also, how do you reach that torch? I'm fairly certain you don't need... Wait a second, do you need... You don't need fire arrows here, right? Actually, yes, maybe. Oh, almost, Link, almost. We actually need fire arrows here, okay. Fire arrows are actually mandatory here. Because otherwise you cannot ignite the torch here. Like, you don't get fire from a different source. Maybe you can hookshot onto him here? No, he's also not moving closer, like he's on standby right now. You can hookshot over there. That's why the Song of Time block. Ah, I get it. And now you could use Din's Fire, I see. Although you could also hookshot from, like, over there. Huh. The Song of Time blocks are weird. Yeah, what we want to do here, fire arrows are handy to have, though. You can do this and it spawns some platforms for us to maneuver around. This try in particular also looks pretty nice, like the entire room looks pretty nicely designed. Legs also die in one step, with the entire like ribcage design here, looks pretty cool. In my opinion, the visual highlight of all the trials here. One important thing to notice here is that, we don't get magic, that the torch affects the entire room, so if we ignite it again, we make some more platforms spawn. Over here. I also want to go down here and press this switch. The platform this switch is on does not despawn, so don't worry about that one. One hookshot back up, and this is where we get the dungeon treasure. What could it be, guys? One nice thing here, you can already see like everything is golden here, except the silver gauntlet, so should be pretty obvious what we get here, right? It is... Nice. You found the golden gauntlets. You can feel even more power coursing through your arms. Grab with A and lift stuff up. Okay, now we can lift basically the entire castle if we wanted to. But yeah, now Link is super strong. The rest of this is just some invisible paths. There are some cool applications for this. Like, they did make this item at least a highlight. That's something I commend them for. Also, this opens the door. That torch right there is just for spawning more platforms if you need them. So we don't really need that. Let's go back to standard equipment. We can just hookshot over here. And that's the not spirit, shadow trial. Nice. Also magic refill and impa. Pling. The shadow barrier is dispelled. Please save the princess. Okay. I'm on it, I'm on it. Impa took an arrow in her knee. If you looked closely. We have fire trial and light trial do require the golden gauntlets. There's also one thing outside we can do with the golden gauntlets, which will also yield something pretty cool. I really like that, like in the end game here, you get like just stuff that makes Link like super powerful, like the golden gauntlets, which makes him lift like incredible stuff, and the other thing that's like double hearts. That's pretty cool. Okay, we have the fire try here. The fire try is devious. First of all, the entire try revolves around this platform that sinks once we step on it. There's one way to circumvent the platform sinking, because what we can do, we can simply equip hover boots. And if we equip those, if we like step onto the platform before, like if we equip the hover boots before we step onto the platform does not sink. Once you're already on it, it continues to sink, so... Of course I knew that, but yeah, like this it does not sink. But yeah, guys, what about the golden gauntlets? You see this massive thing here? This is so cool, look at this. We can grab this now. Push! This is always so cool, that's like one of my favorite things in this game. And we get like some more blocks of those. I like that all of them are accompanied with the cutscene, makes it even more special. Yeah, I think I chose like the most, like the worst combination of like how to pick up those rupees here. Normally you want to pick up this one last because the cutscene plays. Of course, once you pick this up, the cutscene plays where the door opens and stuff, and that also makes it so that the platform is already sinking where the cutscene plays. And what you want to do, you don't want to have hover boots for this. You can do it like this, and then we immediately jump over. And yeah, if you have hover boots, you cannot make it back to the rock here. You cannot like climb up there, and Link will plunge into the lava. It's too far away. Should work. Yeah, okay. I just hope my aim wasn't off, but it wasn't. Nice. Of course, one thing about the Ganon sword as well is you may not underestimate its range. The range is, of course, also huge. Yeah, fire barrier dispelled. Only one barrier left, which is the light barrier. The fire barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, brother. Okay, he also refers to him by like his nickname. Cool. Whoosh. I think what you see there is just an elongated version of the room you actually stand in. Of course, you do not actually travel through like the previous room of the trial. Oh yeah, ready for another cool cutscene. Look at this. It's also so sick. Just that he lifts that up, of course, too, but... And then, whoosh, just against the barrier and, like, destroy that rock. Nice. And the piece just vanished. Perfect. Yeah, this is the light trial, final trial here. You can see a bunch of treasure chests here. The trick here is 3 out of the 6 treasure chests here do have ice traps. You can tell which one has ice traps by looking at like what's on top of that, because on this one there's a keys on top of this chest, which means that this one is an ice trap. Let's see if I can prove that. If I open this, I get frozen. Actually, never mind. Then it's the other way around. Oh yeah, there's another key on this one. This one should also be safe then. Okay, and this one is fake then. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hint here. I still want to open them all though. Because why not? Yeah, the main treasure here is of course the one that spawns after you defeat all the enemies. It's also a nice, nice punchline here. Okay. Cold, cold, cold. There we go. A small key. Light trial, the only trial that has keys. Also not one of those super redundant puzzles where you need to play Zelda's Lullaby for whatever reason. Because Gandalf surely has that in his castle. Where you need to like prove that you are like on a royal mission. Surely Gandalf has that in his castle. And also just to get a small key. What is the purpose of this room, guys? Like seriously. Okay, another challenge though now. We need to pick up silver rupees again. Like, they really started to like those silver rupees. I keep mentioning that, but they really do. I think one more left. Like 2 more. There we go. We still need to make it out of here on the time. Okay, in time. I think I just got hit, but I didn't get hit. Yeah, I stopped the rock. That's funny. This one here, right? Yeah, and we see there's no barrier here. Oh, what should we do? Also no pots. We do get a wall master here though. As if. Not today, not today. Oh, how much money did that guy? Wow. Wait, he did. How much money was that? He did drop 5 blue rupees and 3 red ones. Ah, guys, sorry. The fact that one wall master dropped so much money made me sneeze. But yeah, and we can see there's no seal here. There's no barrier here. But we are smarter than that, of course. Invisible wall. That's a good one. I like that one. And that's where the barrier is hiding. Aha. Okay, last barrier dispelled. Okay, Roro again. Last time we see my actually not true, but one of the last times we see my biology teacher. The barrier is dispelled. Hurry! Swoosh. And with that we can face Gandalf now. Such a satisfying sound. I like that one. And there goes the barrier. Whoosh. That's a pretty cool entrance, by the way. Very nicely designed. Ganondorf sure has some style, I must say. Speaking of style, of course, what he does on top of his tower there is also like just pure style. Yeah, we could visit Ganondorf now. We decided not to because there are still a couple of things I want to show you. Since there's one more thing we can get, one more special thing, and we also need to get one more Skulltula. And all of that we find outside here, outside Ganon's castle. You can hear the last Skulltula is right over here. We could have grabbed that once we entered adulthood, but I kept this one for last. Okay. Cool. Get out of my way here. Link still struggles to lift the smaller ones, even though he can lift an entire skyscraper, but okay. But here, we have the last one of those stones here. And if you recall, this is the location where in the past was a ferry, and of course there's still a ferry here. So yeah, guys, I hope you're looking forward to one more ferry here. Great ferries found. No, almost. Let's just do like that. What could we get? We already have all the items, so what could it be? Also with special camera. Nice. Wow, yeah, a nice view. And Link once again, whoa. Welcome, Link. I'm the Great Fairy of Courage. I think that's the first time we did hear about the Fairy of Courage. I'm going to enhance your defensive power. Receive it now. You know, the Fairy of Courage gives you defensive powers, so you can be more cowardly. Or so. Maybe then you can be more courageous or so, because you don't take as much damage. Maybe that's the idea. But yeah, our hearts get a wide frame now, which means we basically doubled our heart count now. Cool. Your defensive powers are enhanced. Nice. Your defensive power has been enhanced. You don't say. Damage inflicted by enemies will be reduced by half. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. And that was the last ferry. Finally done with those. Until Majora's Mask. But yeah, we got everything now. We got everything now. Of course, you need to take another detour because I need to show you what like the reward for 100 Skulltulas is. We can also see the numbers red now, indicating that we did get all the Skulltulas. All the places here should have an emblem if we like scroll through here. Yeah, nice. Let's see what the Skulltula family has to say. The Cursed family. Let's make a quick trip to Kakariko. And then it's finale time after this. And then we conclude the game. I can randomize a context that normally takes like 10 minutes or so. Once I'm in Go mode. So yeah, shouldn't take any long time. I also need to get my fairy for my pocket suit back. Yeah, we did free the last member of the family here from its curse. And you remember, like, people called those guys rich. And look at this guy. Guy even gets a special model. Look at him. He's happy. They called those people here rich, and for a good reason. We will see. Since you've destroyed 100 spiders of the curse on me has been broken. Thank you. Here's a token of my appreciation. Please take it. And we get 200 rupees. Yeah, but the trick is, we'll be careful not to get cursed again. Yeah, the trick is, we can receive those 200 rupees every time we enter the House of Skulltula. So if we re-enter again, this guy will once again hand us 200 rupees. We also cannot skip the text as a bonus. As a token of my appreciation, please take it. Look at this, another huge rupee. Yeah, that's the ultimate reward for all of this. Hardly worth it, of course, because why do I want to have money right now? Like, seriously, I don't need money at this stage. But yeah, that's how it is. Better than, like, a pile of shit, I would say. Right, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. I think that's actually more funny than, or like, better than 200 rupees each time. At least that's actually a statement. But yeah, now we warp back to Temple of Time. And like this. Was caught in a loop there. But yeah, with that, I showed you everything there is in the game. There's one more secret in Gen's Tower I'm about to show you. And other than that, we are completely finished with the game. Only final boss is missing. So let's go. Let's seal the deal. Final boss end credits. Was a nice playthrough to play Ocarina of Time like this again. It's always a treat, this game. Rainbow Bridge just pops in, nice. There was something you can hookshot here, I'm fairly certain of it. Or is it something weird like Zelda's birthday, like the hack, like the very old Ocarina of Time hack could also be. But yeah, we could go in here now, but we could also go down here now. And we can discover something here, because if we go here, we can see that the wall looks a little bit suspicious. We can go through here. Another illusion. Spottable with the... of course, with the Lens of Truth. Yeah, right now, I think I also want ice arrows. Yeah, we get a lot of deco merchants here. This is also a new one. We get actually 4 this time around. And that's also where I get my fairy back. Okay, arrows, bombs, deco nuts, and probably a red potion. Green potion, okay, nope. Then another one sells red potions and another one arrows, bombs, yeah, okay, no way. Arrows, nope. But it's nice that Gandalf has his like own private army of business scrubs. I did already suspect as much that Gandalf is like a big player when it comes to Hylian's economy. Maybe he's involved into more stuff than we anticipate. Who knows? But yeah, with that we can now face Gandalf and seal the deal once and for all. This is of course also such a cool part, right? You can hear in the background. That's also so cool if you know A Link to the Past, of course, like where this theme originally comes from. That theme just screams finale if you know that game. And the thing, of course, is the further we go up here the tower, the louder the music will become, which like is just so great. Like it's such a great touch. Like this is just a room with a lot of keys. I think I never bothered in my life to defeat all of them, but there's the first time for everything, right? We can only hear the music faintly in the background, but as we make our way up, it becomes louder and louder. Also, the doors look pretty cool. I like that the doors have like some kind of like master chest design, like master key design. That's pretty cool. Very fitting for this place. Yeah, the remaining stuff here is basically just an enemy gauntlet, which isn't too hard with our big Goron sword, as you can see. I don't even need to target anymore. And the further we also go up, the more complex the theme will become. It's always one of my favorite things here. I like this a lot. Also, boss key in the middle here. Of course, you need a boss key. One thing I want to try here. I did say that you can kill stealth foes with ice arrows in one hit. Is that actually true? No, but you can freeze them, okay? Okay, that's... I need to try that. I'm fairly certain he does not die in one hit when I step him into the back, right? Come on, I want you to jump slash. Jump slash, dude. Not like that. Yeah, almost. You almost had me. Come on, do it. You want to do it, right? Okay, it's confirmation enough for me. Okay, so like Ice Arrows actually do something here. If I do that, yeah, okay, Ice Arrows actually kill them. But you only need to deliver the finishing blow then. Okay, interesting. But yeah, of course, boss key is necessary. It's just on the way, but this one I let pass because it's for dramatic effect. You can actually hear that the music becomes more complex. Okay, final enemies in the game. Final normal enemies. 2 Dark Nuts. Not Dark Nuts, Iron Knuckles. And we want to do this, and then we just do this, I guess. Just slash away with the big iron swords. No chance, those 2 guys. I like that they had special designs. One was white, one was black. That's pretty cool. Final stretch, guys. Here it is, the boss draw, but not the boss fight immediately. Like, he's right above us. The great king of evil. A final room to replenish our resources. Some magic arrows, hearts, rupees for whatever reason. I think that's because normally those would have hearts. No bombs though. Huh. Then I guess we need to do this without max bombs. And also no deco nuts. I could also do with some ammunition here, but okay. Don't need to have everything on max. Okay, we want light arrows, obviously. And I think other than that, we are already fairly well equipped, okay? But yeah, one thing I want to do, of course, also, we do this with the Master Sword. Of course we do. And the final ascent, guys. This is where you really hear the music, like, become more dramatic. This is already so cool, guys. And yeah, this is the door, guys. Once you move through that door, it's final boss time. One last save so that I have like the save file with everything, because after you finish the game, you don't save. You need to reset the console, which will erase all your progress if you haven't saved in between. Anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Let's just do the final boss. And this is of course also so cool. Look at this. Like, how badass can you be that you just stand on top of your tower and play your own theme on your own giant organ? Okay, they are all united now, all pieces of the Triforce, all bearers of the Triforce. Link with the Triforce of Courage, Zelda with the Triforce of Wisdom, and of course Ganondorf with the Triforce of Power. And he stops. The Triforce parts are resonating. They are combining into one again. The 2 Triforce parts that I could not capture on that day 7 years ago. I didn't expect they would be hidden within you 2. And now, finally, all the Triforce parts have gathered here. Whoosh. These toys are too much for you. I command you to return them to me. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Link, I can't help you. Could you ever? Because of the Ways of Darkness, I can't get close. Basically, she cannot target Ganondorf. I'm sorry, Link. And there we go, final boss. Great King of Evil Ganondorf. Okay, you want to back off? First of all, he collapses the floor. Yeah, we want to play the good old game of Dead Man's Volley here. But we cannot target, that's the only, like, downside here. Come on. There we go. Once we do that, light arrows, we get a cool effect which slows down the game, which is also a nice dramatic touch. Now, okay, I think you can like time your crouch steps there to like defeat him in like one cycle. But of course I don't want to do that. We go for another round. The same rules as Phantom Ganon apply. If I do this, it speeds up the ball. I don't want to finish him. Okay. One indication always is for Ganondorf, like for his health, is you can also use the mirror shoot by the way to deflect the spell. But yeah, one thing indication for Ganondorf's health in all his appearances, pretty much, is his escape. The more tattered his escape is, the lower his health is. Which means we should already have brought him down by a lot, but he's still not using like his special attack, which I want to show off. Ah yeah, that was too fast now. Screws over the timing if I don't do that, but yeah, let's give him one. Nah, oh. When you miss the quick spin, of course, that's also not good. Okay, enough playing around, let's get serious again. Yeah, let's get serious. I knew that would happen, by the way, I knew that. Yeah, getting the timing here can be a little bit weird sometimes, because of the weird camera angle you have to endure here. It's also pretty much a very lame boss fight if you think about it. You just need to deflect the spell, you need to play tennis basically. I mean, this effect is super cool. Okay, should be enough for now. Do your thing, Ganondorf, do your thing. Oh, he does it, okay. He's charging his magic now, we want to do the same with our spin attack. Oh, I love this, by the way. And we do this. And reflect the spell this way. If we take too long before we like shoot the light arrow, he will break out of his being stunned, and yeah. One thing we can do while he charges, we can just shoot a light arrow. And yeah, let's finish him. Let's go. The great evil King Ganondorf, beaten by this kid. And he vomits on our nice boots. Link. By the way, that's the thing I always mentioned with Ganondorf's blood. I think the blood when you stab Ganondorf in the forehead also is green now in this version. So I think those are the two instances where blood was censored. But yeah, guys, we did it. What am I talking about? Ganon is not a thing. Ganon is a fever dream. Oof. Doof. I really killed that guy. And hey, Zelda's freed. Like her dress is kind of like sticking outside the crystal cage. Funnily enough. Ganondorf, pitiful man. Without a strong righteous mind, he could not control the power of the gods. And oh guys, but it's not over. Ganondorf, as it turns out, is not like the best loser. Like, he does not like losing. Link, listen to me. This tower will collapse soon. With his last breath, Ganondorf is trying to crush us in the ruins of the tower. We need to hurry and escape. Please, follow me. And Link is just, what should we do? What should we do? Maybe we should leave. Okay, Zelda takes the lead. We cannot do anything with Ganondorf. We can step on his carcass, but yeah. I also like how debris is falling from the sky. And you can also talk to Zelda, but not now. No, not now. But yeah, we need to escape. We have 3 minutes. If the timer expires, it's actually game over. This is also probably the like original source of like collapse, destruction, self-destruct. No, actually that is Metroid if you think about it. Like that's actually something Zelda took from Metroid here. Like in the end, like everything explodes. You need to escape. Can I talk to you, Zelda? But we also want to stay close to Zelda, otherwise she does not like move towards our destination. You can also see that Zelda's mystical powers allow her to open barred doors. But yeah, when we take damage, Zelda will not be happy and she will stop, so we want to avoid damage. If we take damage to the cutscene though, Zelda does not care. Can I talk to you? No, maybe? No, okay. Speak, I could speak to her. No, I like how I'm absolutely not taking it seriously here. Like everything is collapsing. Yeah. Can we talk? Yeah, okay. Watch out for falling rubble. Like that one, nice. That was a good one. But yeah, like everything is simple until this room. Dude, I died so many times here as a kid. Because now we need to fight 2 more stealth foes, and those stealth foes are actually the nasty kind that reassemble themselves if we don't kill like the double pack here in like due time. Okay, one down. You can see he falls apart. The bones are still there. Nah, come on. Okay, there we go. I did get something. Thank you, Link. Now that's Siri, okay. And we get some hearts. Oh, how romantic. Yeah, hurry up, Link. Any second now and we're gonna die, yeah. Open the door, that would be nice. But yeah, we're almost out of here, like 3 minutes are plenty if you know what you're doing. We can also fall down here if we jump not correctly. This room is also funny because Zelda decides to run around like aimlessly here until she reaches to that point instead of just going the straight road where like literally nothing is blocking her. I find it stretched pretty much. If we are too fast, then Zelda will just stay behind, by the way. If we do it like this, Zelda will not come. She actually needs to see us. Oh, there we go. Whoosh. Here's another nasty thing, by the way. Like, there's one single readout here that can paralyze you. Yeah, nice guy. Okay. Okay, we pretty much made it. I quickly want to test something. What happens if I go backwards? Can I do that? I can actually go backwards. Oh, okay. Could I just ascend the entire tower again? Interesting. Okay, yeah, time is running low. We should probably get out of here. That's something I never did. Zelda just thinking, dude, we are almost at the exit. What are you doing? Oh, this guy is back. Okay. He will look at me, right? No, he will not. Okay. I thought he will look at me. Okay, we made it. Cool. Yeah, this game pretty much like then introduced like the, I would call it like the tower collapse sequence. Like, that's pretty common nowadays. Oh, I never saw that the like energy like pillar there is like shutting down. That's interesting. Yeah, the entire place of course collapses now. I'm also fairly certain like the entire place has a different model for this, right? That's not what the... No, that's absolutely not what the tower looked like from outside. Absolutely not. Like, he quickly did some... Oh, everything is lagging. Ooh, okay. But yeah, Gendorf did some... like, renovations also while we were ascending his tower. I think that's the thing about the VVC, that this cutscene lags particularly. I think the sounds are also off. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you can hear that in the sounds off. But yeah, only rubble remains of what was once Gandalf's castle. But yeah, we did it, guys. Now we can go home. It's over. It's finally over. And Link happy? Link, I'm so sorry I couldn't help you in the battle before. Navi, don't worry, you never help. Don't give her that credit, guys. She deserves some credit. But yeah, we hear something. Ooh. What is that sound? Okay, we can do something very funny here. Okay, if you know how this goes, you trigger the cutscene, you see that Gandalf is still alive, and he transforms into Ganon, and by doing so, he knocks your Master Sword away. There is, like, that's so great. There's a glitch you can do here. You can super slide into the cutscene, and that allows you to keep your shield raised, and that prevents the Master Sword being taken from you. Like, look at this, it's so hilarious. If you do it like this, of course Zelda's in the way now. But I need to be a little bit further behind here. If we do it like this, we can keep our shield up, which looks, first of all, pretty funny. If you release the R button right now, Link will drop his shield, but it's not what we want to do. But yeah, if we do that, also Gandalf is still alive. Also goes Super Saiyan. And Link with the shield. Like, normally you would play animations and stuff like that. But yeah, Link totally unimpressed by this thing here in front of him. And Ganon, I like that he does not have a title, by the way, also nice touch. It's simply Ganon. Yeah, Gandalf seemingly knocks the Master Sword away from us, but we actually keep it. And here we can go normal again. Oh, whoa, that was weird. There's no way he's going to hold me back again. This time we fight together. I'm not sure if that's an advantage for me or not, but hey, here we go. And look what we still have. We still have the Master Sword. But yeah, of course, let's simulate as if we lost our Master Sword. Normally, you don't have Master Sword here. If you don't have Big Goron Sword, you either use hammer or light arrows to damage Ganon. The spot we want to hit is his tail, which means we need to get behind him. I'm gonna use Big Goron Sword now, because that makes sense. Like, this fight is also pretty great. What does Navi even say about Ganon here? I really have no idea what his weak point is. Nice, Navi. Thanks for the help. But again, of course, being Gandalf's beast form, introduced in the very first Zelda, that's also like, that is where like the entire game comes full cycle. Of course you have Gandalf, like people suspect, like does he have any relation with like what we know is Ganon, like the pig beast, and then in the end like he transforms into like this very being. It's pretty cool. Like also the entire scenery here, like where you only see like this like black silhouette of Ganon is also great. You cannot really see any distinct features, you only get brief glimpses at him via the lightning that sometimes roars here. That's pretty good. And that's absolutely ruined in Ocarina of Time 3D. That's like the one thing Ocarina of Time 3D does practically worse, other than being a 3DS game, maybe. But yeah, this fight is just way too bright. Like the dramatic effect comes from that you cannot really tell what you're fighting here. But here we are playing around with Gandalf, as you can see right now. Let's go down to business. What we want to do, it's very simple. We just want to roll behind him, we want to slash his tail, and then we want to basically rinse and repeat, get behind, step again, want to roll again, taunt him, want to hit his tail again if we can, like that, roll like this, roll like that, do the same thing again. What Gandalf is trying to do, what Ganon is trying to do here, once you hit his tail, he is trying to like get his tail out of the way. He is trying to raise his tail so that you cannot hit him again. And he will lower his tail again once you move in front of him, which we do by doing this. So let's just do that. This here is the right camera, best camera angle for this. And there we go, first phase done, we get our Master Sword back now. Master Sword also has the unique property specifically for this fight that it is the weapon that deals the most damage, which makes sense. Even more damage than the Big Goron Sword deals, which is usually not the case. Link, the Master Sword is here, hurry up! Okay, let's get the Master Sword. I'm not sure if you can wait here and like Gandalf will like stand up again. But hey, we got a second Master Sword now, nice. Yeah, this fight is also... Oh, you can also do other weird stuff here. If you use Ocarina items, for example, you can warp out of the fight and then you get the ever so infamous swordless Link and stuff. But yeah, if you want to finish it now, Zelda, what do you say? Let's talk to her, put away Master Sword, and make a cool pose. Use the Master Sword, destroy again with the Sacred Sword. Okay. The thing also is, if you don't use Master Sword here, the fight will be endless, and again has infinite health if you don't attack with the Master Sword. You can also use like various other items here. You can also use Deku Nuts, that will absolutely stun him. You can also damage him with Deku Nuts, which is funny. Light arrows also stun him for a brief period. And then you can do this, for example, deal damage, which is funny. But yeah, we want to do this. Jump slash, crouch step, and then we want to basically continue our strategy here. And after a while he should give in. Of course, it would also be nice if I could... Ooh, look at this. It would also be nice if I could... What happens if I do this? Nice. Messing around with Ganon, guys. But yeah, I wanted to say something, I forgot it. Just defeat him, guys. Like at this stage. I like that like in the official guidebook I had, in the German guidebook I had, and this fight was like obscured, like kind of. It's actually something like a lot of guidebooks did back in the day. I think the Final Fantasy VII guidebook also did not show you like the final bosses, and like it was basically just. I think it had some tips, but it mostly was just. Now you know what you need to do. Just seal the deal. Do it yourself. You know what you do. Like I like that. That's a nice touch for like a guidebook. Like you learned everything we could teach you. It's up to you now to finish the game. Yeah, by the way, also Gandalf, here again, not particularly dangerous. That was not nice. When he attacks, he is immune to light arrows. Okay, we got it. Let's finish him once and for all, right? He will surely never return, like in a later Zelda game or so. I'm using my power to hold the evil king. You use your sword and deliver the final blow. Everyone, can I talk to Zelda? Once again, I need to check that. Also sparkle, sparkle, and Link's eyes. Ooh, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Zelda, what do you say? Yeah, yeah, nice. Use the Master Sword to destroy Ganon with the Sacred Sword. Come on, do it already. Okay, let's finish this. Whoops, okay. And time to say goodbye. And that's Ocarina of Time. Time. Ah, yeah. And that's normally where I have like 9 hours on the clock for the randomizer. 6 sages now. Okay, Zelda and the 6 sages now use their power to banish Gandalf, ancient creators of Hyrule. Now open the sealed door and send the evil incarnation of darkness into the void of the evil realm. I think, like in like the like original sense, this was supposed to how Ganon ends up in like the Dark World then in A Link to the Past. I think that was the original intent here. But then, of course, everything got way more chaotic. In the end, everything became much more chaotic. You curse you, Zelda. Curse you, sages. Curse you, Link. I like how Link is not in all caps because it's a name I gave. Someday, when this seal is broken. Also, Gandalf's face. The sight to behold. That is when I will exterminate your descendants. Maybe he will come back. He lost his cape. He did lose his cape. As long as the Triforce of Power is in my hand. Yeah, that's something we never resolved. Like, he still has the Triforce of Power. Like basically what we did like some kind of like weird patching up here. Like we didn't find a long-term solution. That's actually a thing. Like we are, by the way, in like this weird sky dimension now. Link still has a shadow for whatever reason. Thank you, Link. Thanks to you, Gendorf has been sealed inside the evil realm. Thus, peace will once again reign in this world, for a time. Yeah, for a time, okay. All the tragedy that has befallen Hyrule was my doing. I was so young, I could not comprehend the consequences of trying to control the sacred realm. I dragged you into it too. Now it is time for me to make up for my mistakes. This is also like a scene that is mirrored in Wind Waker, actually. You must lay the Master Sword to rest and close the door of time. It also is once again like this thing where like the Hydian royalty, like mostly Princess Zelda or like the king, like always drag Link into like his adventures, like involuntarily. However, by doing this, the road between times will be closed. Link, give the Ocarina to me. As a sage, I can return you to your original time with it. So all sages can do that, but I want Darunia to do that. Oh, how romantic, guys, isn't it? When peace returns to Hyrule, it will be time for us to say goodbye. Now, go home, Link. Regain your lost time. Home. Where you are supposed to be. The way you are supposed to be. I mean, Kukiri Forest, I don't really have a home. Like, the Kukiri don't really like me. Could I please stay here? I think I have some second guessing here. No, But now, of course, Link is gonna live his life now. Like a normal person. But of course, that slowly but surely will spiral into some chaos. Thank you, Link. You're the hero of Hyrule. Goodbye. It's pretty. I'm not like happy, by the way, that she plays her lullaby on the Ocarina. It would be more fitting to play Song of Time. But yeah, here we go. Credits. That was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Yeah, what should I say about this game? It's a cult classic. Like everyone should play this. This is like one of those games I would like recommend everyone to play because it's just like such a big and important game in the entire gaming landscape. Like undeniably so. Really worth it to look at and try it. And I already said it at the beginning, but in my opinion also probably the most distilled, concentrated, straight to the point 3D Zelda experience you can get. Like, there's no other 3D Zelda that just gets straight to the point and lets you have fun in a 3D Zelda game. Like, Twilight Princess, of course, big offender. Spirit Tracks has a lot of like bloated cutscenes, so to speak, which are also nice and fine and all in a sense, but you cannot deny that like this game is much more like gameplay focused. We go straight to the gameplay without much fluff in between. There is of course a story and everything, and I did already commend the story for being what it is. It's not like the biggest, incredible, out of the world, mind-blowing, life-changing story you ever see in a video game. Like, it's pretty straightforward, but it does has its necessary turns and twists that keep you engaged, which is very nice. I think in that sense the story does serve its purpose well, and for a Zelda game, this is also one of the stories I like the most. Majora's Mask is a game, I already mentioned that, it's a game that I do not consider having much story, but much more lore. There's a distinction I draw between story and lore. Like, because the story in Majora's Mask is basically just 3 days. It's always the cycle. Like, it's like just a rinse and repeat, and basically it's a constant cliffhanger. It does not evolve, so to speak. Oh, this is lagging. So just in case someone's wondering why I don't like consider. There's also more bushes there. Okay, weird scene. Okay, but and that's why I like consider like Ocarina of Time a better story than Majora's Mask. But Majora's Mask has, of course, like it's like it lives by its lore, and like the lore is the juicy thing there, not actually what is happening inside the story. But yeah, I like this game, by the way. I like this game. It's one of my first games I've ever played. Maybe the first game I really consciously played. Like there are like some other contenders for that as well. I think I already mentioned that either Pokemon Red or Tetris on the Game Boy. Like I did like go through some. Oh, this is lagging. I did go through some like picture books at some point, and like those are like the proofs I found. Like there's like a very young Max on one of those pictures that has like an N64 controller in hands, which by the way is also like a photo I used when I was like leaving school, like during the inauguration ball or so. And yeah, there's also a picture of me where I play Game Boy, so it must be either one of those three games, I guess. Like this is the game I remember playing first, so yeah. When I was like 3 or so, like barely 3. Like based on the picture book, I wasn't even like 2 years old, which I doubt, but okay. Maybe the picture's in the wrong location, but yeah, Ocarina of Time is good. Play it if you haven't. Like it's also available like everywhere, not actually everywhere, but you can play it on Switch. But yeah, everyone is like celebrating Ganondorf's death here, like everyone is happy. This is still in the future, by the way. Mido and King Zora, of course, are the one that are a little bit left behind. They lost someone very important to them. Mido Zarya, King Zora, his daughter, Princess Ruto, of course. So that was basically what's like connected to them. But yeah, the sages are still watching over Hyrule in this timeline here. And yeah, speaking of timeline, this is of course the crucial part where the timeline splits. Like we have now this timeline where like everything is in the future. Like there's like the like adult Link timeline and the child Link timeline that will continue. So we basically created a paradox. And from there on out, everything becomes much more complicated if you consider the timeline worthwhile. I also like how Darunia basically has a harem. Like every sage we did free was female, except Darunia, and maybe Raru if you want to call it Raru, but he will retire soon, I guess. Like he's old, he should retire soon. He's no longer a biology teacher either, so... But yeah, Link in the meantime returns to his time where he's supposed to be. And another thing that happens here, which is of course also of significant importance, Navi for whatever reason decides to leave. I think there are various theories why Navi leaves Link now. People suggest that yeah, she simply leaves because like her job is done. And her job was to guide Link to save the land of Hyrule, and he has done so, so Navi leaves. There's also like an official statement, like in some kind of interview that Miyamoto gave, and believe it or not, but like he said that Navi leaves because she has feelings for Link, and like she cannot really like live with them now because Navi knows that like his heart beats more for Zelda or so. Like it's a weird shipping thing, but that's like the official explanation at least. It's weird nonetheless why Navi leaves, but okay. Yeah, this is also a confirmation that Link gets sent back in time in a way that he arrives before he meets Princess Zelda. That's also of crucial importance here. Basically everything is erased, like basically everything, like Link was never the hero, like all of his deeds are basically never acknowledged. That's also the sad part about him. Like this hero of time Link definitely has it rough. But he basically is like a nobody now once again. And the only thing he does right now is like give like basically Zelda some kind, or like tell the Kingdom of Hyrule like what he knows about the future, which is also pretty weird because he does not have really proof that Gandalf is like evil or so. Like he does not have anything that proves that, right? Does he? he does know Zelda's Lullaby. That could be a good indication. He does know Zelda's Lullaby. He can maybe prove that way that he is like a time traveler or so and has seen the future. That could be something. If he had the Ocarina, that would be, of course, a good proof, maybe. And other than that, he just talks to the king, and the king is, okay, Gandalf, let's execute that guy, which goes horribly wrong, as seen in Twilight Princess, but okay. But yeah, anyways, that's it, guys. I think I said everything I want to say about Ocarina of Time. If you wait here on the end screen for a while, like after a while, like music will play. But you need to wait here for a long time. So let's talk a little bit more. Next in line, of course, would be then Majora's Mask, which is the direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. That's a special game, guys. That's a special game. And I can already confirm that I might want to play that one as well. Because Majora's Mask, if Ocarina of Time is like the best Zelda experience, in my opinion, like condensed Zelda experience, then Majora's Mask is something truly special. Like that's how I want to compare those games. Like they're basically for me three best Zelda games: Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Tears of the Kingdom. Ocarina of Time is just for me simply like the best Zelda experience you can get. Majora's Mask and Tears of the Kingdom fall into an entirely different category because those games I consider something incredibly special. And as such, I do not really want to compare them, but they do something so astonishingly special, in my opinion, that they deserve the top rank as well. So basically, those are my three top ranks. Also, music, maybe. I think you need to wait here for a long time. Do I need to press anything? I think you can. I cannot press any buttons, of course. So, guys, how's the weather? But yeah, I showed you everything that there is in the game. I think there might be some like minor secrets I could have shown you. Some more things with the mask, of course. But other than that, we got all the items, which is important. All the sculptures. And could please the music play now? Do I need to cut this? Come on, I don't need to cut this. I'm very certain that something happens here, or am I just hallucinating? I'm not gonna hallucinate here. Am I? Oh, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. I basically waited 10 minutes now here at the end screen in order to hear something, but in the end, I didn't hear anything, funnily enough. Yeah, there are multiple myths surrounding this, once again, like everything on Ocarina of Time. Like, people claim that this only works on N64 versions. Some people claim that like this entire thing with the music at the end is a hoax. Some people specifically recall that like Scarecrow's song specifically plays here in the end, like the Scarecrow song you did create. Other people also remember that like random Ocarina songs play here at the end. Sometimes even with different instruments like Melon's voice or Gandalf's organ. But as you can hear, I don't have anything to offer here, and like there's nothing playing. It would kind of make sense to play something here at the end so that the player who maybe left this the TV gets notified that there's something still running, the N64 is still on or so, and that way they get notified that they need to turn off their console or so. Whatever. Yeah, we see Zelda, Link in the background, also Bowser and Luigi. That's the end of Ocarina of Time, guys. I think I showed you everything I could show you here. I really, really hope you enjoyed this entire playthrough. I really did. It is always a great pleasure to play Ocarina of Time. And yeah, guys, with that, I really hope you enjoyed all of this. And yeah, that's all from me, Max to the Re. See you in the next playthrough, whatever that may be.